We are about midway through the NBA offseason, and the teams in the Western Conference, they have very little margin for error. Would you say?
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, so there are a couple of teams in the West that I feel like they still have work to do. They are not a contender quite yet. What is one team that you have in mind that still needs to put in some work?
One team, the team that I have in mind, I believe they are a contender. However, I think this gap that they have in their current roster will show up later in the season. And if they don't fix it, it's going to hinder them from going deep in the playoffs, this team. And that's the Clippers. The Clippers roster alone looks really good. But that center position, that additional center support that they need to protect the paint is a huge issue for me. I don't know why I keep bringing it up, but I think that it's going to be something that in the end, if they don't fix it, Zubac, as good as he's been, as solid as he's been, with them losing Hartenstein, who else is going to help? Everybody else is too short. I'm just going to be honest. Zubac is 7 foot tall. Then you know, if you look at the depth chart on ESPN, which I don't think is valid, but if you look at him like Batum, what? No, it's not going to be enough. Now, I'm not saying that Batum can hold it down because you know Batum is like a Swiss Army knife. Wherever you need for him to be, he's going to show up. I
Yeah.
understand that, but long term, right? And once we get deep into the season, who is going to relieve Zubac when he needs to sit down? And will the whole Clippers defense just collapse or just do whatever when he's not there long term? God forbid he gets injured. What are you guys going to do? Right?
Mhm.
So once they fix that, I think I'll be a little bit more solid. Do I think the Clippers are a strong contender? Absolutely. Come on. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Reggie Jackson, I stand, you know. Then they got John Wall. So Batum, Powell, I can go on and on, right? But I still think that there is a gap there. And there's these types of gaps that they can be exploited when teams figure it, you know, when teams look at your roster and they scout you, they can be exploited at that center position. I think that they need to add somebody to the roster. Not replace Zubac, but add someone to the roster. And I was looking at the free agency list who's still available. And I'm like, maybe they can see if they can acquire a Hassan Whiteside. I'm just
Okay.
saying, think about it. He's unrestricted right now. I mean, he was on the Jazz roster. Will they pick him up again? I don't know. But I'm not mad at Hassan Whiteside considering what his role will be off the bench, because that's what it will be. But if you think about what he could potentially bring, at one point he was what, a rebound leader?
Yeah.
I
Hassan
mean,
was nice at one point.
at one point, right? So he may not be that again, but he can at least, you know, come and help out. I just think they need somebody. And I was thinking maybe Hassan Whiteside can be somebody they can add, you know. But if you look at that list, the pickings is slim on the free agency list, especially at the center position, where the person is not super old in the league, right? Or super young, right in the middle. I think with 10 years in the league, Hassan Whiteside, maybe give or take a few years. So yeah, they just need to fix that for me. So I think the Clippers are missing that hole when it's coming to the center position.
I agree with you. That's the only hole that they have. I was actually hoping that they would pick up Dwight Howard.
You know what? I'm a no for Dwight Howard.
Hmm.
I'm a no for Dwight Howard. I just want, not that I don't think he can do it. I just, I don't know. I don't really have a yay or nay for him. I just didn't. I saw him on the list because he's still available as well. But Hassan Whiteside just stood out to me. Maybe because he has a little bit more youth than. But Dwight Howard can probably run with young guns anyway. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah.
Okay. Now, the team that I'm thinking about that I have in mind, the Utah Jazz.
I didn't answer the Jazz.
I mean, it's like, is Donovan Mitchell in or out? And if he's in, okay, then let's start building. But if he's out, let's go ahead and trade Donovan Mitchell now in the offseason, so that once the season starts, you give the new head coach a fair opportunity to see who he has on his team and who he's working with. A lot of turmoil in Utah, you know, with Gobert gone, who picks up his slack. As it stands right now, their rookie that they picked in this most recent draft, number 22 overall, he's a 7-foot body, Walker Kessler. But is he enough to pick up Rudy Gobert's slack? No, the answer is probably no. And then I also wonder about Patrick Beverley's fit with the Utah Jazz. They just have so many issues. And I think the Jazz, they lack identity right now. And that's part of it when you get a new coach, you're in a transition phase, you don't really know if your superstar is in or out. It's just turmoil. And I feel bad for the Utah Jazz. But they're not
Yeah.
contenders right now in my book.
Oh, not at all. And you know what? I would be even surprised if they even break top 10. I'm not going to
Mm,
even play because they don't, like you mentioned, they don't know who they are. And I don't know. And the players that they acquired through the trade, I'm just like,
I know.
what?
I'm like,
What?
ooh.
What for the Utah Jazz? It'll be interesting to see. I'll be watching. I can't wait to see it because it just seems like, you know what? I just hate that the Donovan Mitchell may waste a whole year, a whole season on what?
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know. I don't see it for the Jazz in the 2023 season, unfortunately. So good luck. You know what? Another team that I have, the Trailblazers.
Oh,
The Trailblazers, like the Hawks, their backcourt is going to be nice with the addition of they just signed or re-signed Anthony Simons. I'm excited about that. Damian Lillard will be coming back. I think they are a contender because Damian Lillard is on the floor. Let's just be honest about it. Once he plays, they make themselves a contender. However, are they a bit undersized? That will be something that I will be looking at as we go through the 2023 season. I think that there may be some size issues that they may face down throughout the season that may show up if they don't get, like, yeah, Josh Hart. You're thinking about people that are less than 6'7", on their
hmm,
floor. Although they're good, will that be enough when we're talking about size? So that's all. It's one of the things I think they can kind of, fix. If it's fix is their size issue. That's it. Potential
mm,
size issue. So that'll be
okay,
something to look.
okay. I like Jeremy Grant though. He helps with that long, athletic. He can get in those passing lanes. But you're
Yeah.
right. Dame is probably like 6'1", 6'2". Yeah.
Maybe 6'3", and I
Hmm.
think Anthony Simons maybe 6'3",
Yeah,
maybe,
maybe.
and then if you're gonna put Josh Hart at the 3, maybe 6'5", maybe. Although Josh Hart is good, he's strong,
Ooh,
so he
yeah.
does have girth on his side, right? But yeah, just something to think about with the Blazers. But that would be one of the things that I would consider that they need to kind of fix if they want to see themselves back in the top 8 for the Western Conference for the 2023 NBA season.
Okay. Now this one team, I, I'm probably gonna get a lot of slack for this, but I don't think the Los Angeles Lakers are
Oh,
contenders.
no, that's why
Oh, you
you.
don't agree? Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I agree with
Yeah.
you 100%. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hmm. You
Mm-mm.
know what? Let's just look at who they acquired, though. Really, Lonnie Walker the fourth from the San Antonio Spurs, Thomas Bryant, and Juan Toscano Anderson. You tell me how adding them to the Los Angeles Lakers' current core is going to make them a contender when they had the core last season and they were not a contender. And then you add these players. I just can't imagine the Lakers will be in the top 6 next season.
That's because they decided to run what I was reading that they're going to be running the offense through Anthony Davis. So
Yeah.
perhaps these players will complement him. You know what's another thing funny? When I was looking at the Lakers, that organization right now is talking about somebody who's not solid, an organization that's not solid, right? I don't see them being solid right now. But let me tell you, I was looking at the free agency list. Why everybody on the free agency list?
Yeah, Mellow.
Do I?
I know everybody.
Everybody. Bazemore. I'm like, you just
Dwight Howard. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
everybody, y'all, and we don't want to bring back. You got them in limbo. What you want to do with them? And then you want these people to come and perform? I can't. No, I don't see the Lakers as being a contender. No, not with that. Not with that.
No. So, yeah, I read the article about them running the offense through Anthony Davis, but who's going to actually handle the ball? Is it going to be LeBron or Russ? Like, because that was the issue that I had last season. I'm like, is
Mhm.
LeBron going to give up ownership of the basketball to Russell Westbrook? And the answer was no. And we saw how it worked out. So I think Russ needs to handle the ball. LeBron needs to do what he does. And let's just go through AD. Is AD going to be healthy? It's just so many what ifs. Can he finish out the season? Like, it's just oh my God, new coach. So many variables.
They have a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. And unfortunately, it will not, their work will not be done in 2023. It's
Mm-mm.
not what they have right now. No. And they have nothing, they don't have anything else to offer. Who they gonna offer?
No.
They haven't been right since they trade. Can we just go back to the Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram trade? For me,
Yeah.
haven't been right since.
Ain't right
Although they
since.
won a championship, I get it. The bubble championship, they won that, right?
Yeah.
But overall, the organization has been real sketchy since then. So no, I agree with you 100%. The Lakers are not a contender, and they have a lot of work to do. And I don't think it's going to unfold for the 2023 season.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.